Okay, we are out here at the CIF Prelims because there's currently a male competing in 3 girls events, long jump, high jump, and triple jump. So we're out here cheering on the girls. The girls have asked us to be here to support them, to stand with them, to stand for the protection of girls' sports. So we're going to continue standing for what's right as long as CIF continues to allow males in female athletics.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So unfortunately, we are continuing to see girls in California lose out in sporting events. They are missing out on standing atop the podium. They are missing out on gold medals. They are missing out on records. Even if you are somebody who's held a record for the longest time, we're now seeing male athletes take those records and claim them for themselves. So male athlete AB Hernandez dominated a recent meet yet again, winning in long jump, high jump, and triple jump. Those are 3 events that female athletes have missed out on in being attributed the rightful winner. This is something the CIF said wasn't going to happen anymore, that they were going to share accolades. Even sharing an accolade with a male athlete is disenfranchising those female athletes because their moment is being stolen regardless by somebody who should not be in that category, somebody who is actively competing in the wrong category, and it's being celebrated by the CIF, by the state of California, which is complicit in infringing upon the rights of female athletes. Even Gavin Newsom said it was deeply unfair. This is just actively discriminating against female athletes, actively going against Title IX.
So,
wait, is that Principal Geigel? Are you the one lying to kids at Davis High School saying you're a safe space?
Can we have this discussion in a civil manner, please?
I'm upset.
I understand, and I hear that.
Yeah,
and
my daughter was an outstanding triple jumper, and they told her she could become a man.
Okay, hold on.
That's what they told my daughter, that she could become a man.
I want to focus on what we're doing today.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's focus.
So, and part of that is supporting your First Amendment rights.
Okay.
Okay, so this is...
And supporting the Title IX rights of all these girls on this field.
Can we stay focused for a second?
Okay, I'm focused. Let's focus on the girls
who
are being gaslit.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to really have an honest
exchange.
Okay,
and you shouldn't touch me, right?
Okay, I respect that. I respect that. But I'm trying to message to you. I want to have an honest exchange where I respect your rights, but I do need to convey a message to you.
Okay, what's the message?
I got a couple choices for you.
That girls are being gaslit. Okay.
I'm trying to...
Okay, what are my choices?
Okay. So you're welcome to stay and be here. I assume you paid. Did you pay to get in?
No, I came in this way.
Okay, so it is a paid event.
Oh, okay,
so
here.
Let me
give you $10. Here
okay,
you go.
Hold on. Let me get through all of our options.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
$10 to have girls gaslit and have their rights violated.
I really want to have an honest discussion.
Can I use the men's bathroom if I identify as non-binary?
Can we stay focused on...
Okay, here's $10.
Hold on. We'll go through our...
Oh, Principal Geigel, here's the $10.
Here's
he lied to my daughter.
Miss Bourne.
Okay,
Miss Bourne, please.
okay.
Please,
okay.
let's be adults about it. Okay?
I'm non-binary. You need to call me mixed born.
Okay. Here are the 2 options we've got.
Okay.
And we want to support your First Amendment rights like anyone else.
There were protesters outside the event, outside the meet. And of course, you're going to get people who claim that, this male athlete is being victimized, is being targeted by the mean women and men who support women because they're not for men competing in women's sports. It's as simple as that. They're going to say the protesters are the ones in the wrong. But the protesters are standing up for the girls. Somebody has to, because the CIF isn't standing up for them. The state of California isn't standing up for them. Gavin Newsom certainly isn't standing up for them. Somebody's got to stand up for these girls. This is a time in their lives that they're not going to get back. And of course, when male athletes infiltrate women's sports, that affects scholarships, that affects history.
Well, when I shared with you last year that the first athlete in more than a decade to sweep long jump and triple jump, we have to go back to the 80s and the great Wendy Brown to match up what AB Hernandez did by winning all 3 again.
And it robs the female athletes of what is rightfully theirs. They shouldn't be forced to compete against boys. They shouldn't be forced to compete in conditions that they do not consent to.
A high school track meet in California is drawing national attention after a transgender athlete delivered a dominant performance, sparking protests and reigniting the debate for fairness and safety in women's sports. AB Hernandez took first place in multiple jumping events, including winning the long jump by more than a foot ahead of the second place competitor, and the triple jump by nearly 3 feet. Some parents and activists argue that the competition is totally unfair, calling on Governor Newsom to intervene.
We believe in you. You're not alone. Our daughters deserve safety. They deserve fairness. They deserve their sport. They deserve their dignity back. Justice for our girls is not an option here in California.
The governor's office telling Fox News Digital that discussion around this issue should be, quote, guided by fairness, dignity, and respect. Newsom rejects the right-wing's cynical attempt to weaponize this debate as an excuse to vilify individual kids. The governor's position is simple: stand with all kids and stand up to bullies.
So Hernandez won the long jump and the triple jump by large margins and tied for first in the high jump with Reese Hogan, an athlete with past ties to Hernandez. So Hogan, if you remember, she's the one who stepped on the first place position on the podium after Hernandez jumped off the podium to symbolize that she is the rightful winner in a previous meet. She tied with Hernandez. They both jumped 5 feet 2. Remember, Riley Gaines tied with Leah Thomas, but it was the male athlete who was the priority. The male athlete got the trophy. The male athlete was prominent in the photos because that's all these sporting bodies seem to care about. It's a way for them to virtue signal. It's a way for them to pretend to be progressive. And the female athlete is treated as if she doesn't matter. The growing attention around the issue was evident in the stands at Yorba Linda High School, which hosted the prelims. And one grandparent said, "It happened last year, and I thought I'd be done. But it's California," she said with a shrug. And one father who thinks it's wrong for boys to be competing against girls but doesn't agree with the protesting said, "I think they should have their own division. I just don't like bullying one kid."
Gavin Newsom is a spineless bully to our daughters. He whispers it's unfair, then rams boys into girls' sports, showers, scholarships, while smearing us moms and others that are fighting this as bigots and other names. He's actually trying to cause harm to those that are speaking up, because we've seen what those names have caused. People's lives are being threatened. Our girls' lives are being threatened. We have girls graduating early. Did you know that? In Harupa Valley, there's girls that had to graduate early because the bullying became so bad. That is horrible. They robbed those girls.
Apparently protesting is bullying. But these female athletes are being bullied by sporting bodies, by organizations, by state governors, by lawmakers who tell them that they don't matter. That's what I believe is going on when you tell them that they have to be okay with this. And it's written into law, it's written into state law that completely disregards federal law.
This is my 3rd year competing as a transgender athlete, and last year I was stripped away of a CIF title, and I basically worked my whole high school career to get to that point. Not many athletes get to that point in CIF where you're battling for a CIF championship, and it's just really disappointing to go into a competition knowing that you're already going to be beat by a male. So given that opportunity to have a fair competition is something that we've been fighting for, and I think that we should have.
Discussions on this issue should be guided by fairness, dignity, and respect. He rejects the right wing's cynical attempt to weaponize this debate as an excuse to vilify individual kids. Bullies, those who speak up, Olivia, are now suddenly bullies in the governor's eyes after he went on the record and said this is not fair. What do you think about that?
I think his statement is manipulative, and it's just completely untrue. He's saying stand up for all kids, yet he's essentially trying to silence us, silence all of the women speaking out. All these women are just trying to protect themselves. These girls are not bullies. They make a point, we all make a point to say that we are not against any individual athlete, we are against California's policies. And we believe athletes deserve dignity and respect, and that's why we believe that women deserve the dignity of having their own individual category to compete in. Yep. These girls are not bullies, and women who are saying that they want their own category to compete in are not bullies.
Reese.
Well, I think it's very interesting calling us bullies for standing up for what we believe in. That's called freedom of speech.
Right.
And if you were to ever attend a track meet, you can see that the atmosphere is very uplifting and very supportive. No one has ever booed anyone, said anything offensive to any individual athlete. Everyone's sitting there clapping each other on, hoping that everyone does the best performance. And so if you were to ever watch a track meet, no one is sitting there bullying. We're simply just standing up for what we believe in, and that's called freedom of speech. And to label us as bullies is not fair whatsoever.
We made this a year ago. It's still happening. But this year, he's winning all 3 jumping events.
That's a boy! That's a boy!
I'm dying to know which UC gave him an athletic scholarship on their women's track team. That would be very interesting to know. And clearly, if this male athlete has a scholarship, it's going to be a women's scholarship. That's a scholarship taken away from a female athlete. There's no way around that. And you notice how it's downplayed. Oh, it's just one. It's just a few. You know, as if it's an insignificant number. But the fact is, it always gets progressively worse. So just last year, it was bad enough that this person won, you know, in 2 events in a female's competition. But now, this male athlete is all out winning all 3 events.
Look at how many girls AB Hernandez in California has impacted in many different sports. As you just talked about, you've been reporting on this same athlete for years now, at least 2 years. It has affected so many girls, and they deserve equal opportunity, they deserve safety, and they deserve fairness in their sports.
And anybody who's been honest with themselves cannot deny the impact that that has on female athletes, the impact that that has on girls trying to compete in track and field. When we're talking about years of allowing this, how is that not going to affect the trajectory of a female athlete's career? Obviously it will. There's no telling what scholarships these female athletes missed out on. We know the medals that they missed out on. There's no telling what opportunities they have missed out on because they didn't have state champion to their name. Or they were put down as 2nd place finishers, 3rd place finishers, didn't even make the podium. And the opportunities narrow the further back they are pushed by male athletes. And they're supposed to be okay with that? Nobody in their right mind would be okay with that. These girls are being labelled silver medalists, bronze medalists, didn't finish in the top 3. That's what they're being labelled. They're told to accept that. But the mediocre male athlete is being lied to and told that he's an exceptional athlete. When it all comes down to him competing in the wrong category, why do the girls have to accept having opportunities stolen from them? But the male athlete doesn't have to accept that he's simply a mediocre athlete and should just be happy to compete in sports, which he can easily do in the correct category. That way, everybody is given a fair opportunity. A political party in this country has smugly, self-righteously and gleefully destroyed the hopes and dreams of every girl athlete in California. This boy entered 3 events, took 3 first places. And the Dems will laugh in your faces about it. They make jokes. They will call you terrible names for standing up for girls. They will try to destroy your business if you object. They are 100% assured they are doing the right thing, and those girls he beat do not matter at all. It's good if they are cheated. They have no right to fair play, they say. They have no right to sports of their own. They pass laws so the girls can't just walk out and play somewhere else. They have made it illegal. They have changed the laws in their states. They are actively blocking the girls from doing anything about it. They will even punish girls who speak up. We have a political party that passes laws so little girls cannot have a race to see who the best girl athlete is. We can turn a blind eye so we don't get accused of bullying, or we can acknowledge fact that this is simply wrong. And girls in California are the ones missing out. Girls in California are being told that they don't matter. It's the girls who are being denied what Title IX affords them. The state of California is breaking the law.
The United States sued California over this almost a year ago now. I think I was here about a year ago talking to you about this very issue. The state of California contends that Title IX does not require girls to have male-exclusive sports categories. So we are still battling that out in the courts. We're hoping for a decision from the Supreme Court in the Hecox case next month.
And is perpetuating injustice against women and girls. Somebody's got to speak out for them, even if it means you get accused of all sorts. What these girls have been through isn't a joke. It's their reality. They're dealing with it every day. All they want is a fair shot, and they're being denied that because of an ideology that is not rooted in reality. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video. And a huge thank you to all of those who have hyped my videos. It is greatly appreciated.